Hi, my name is Tiffany Domino. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my website is howtoentrepreneur.org, and I have some free courses over there that you should stop by and check out. Today I want to do a review for you of Dan Lok and his high ticket closer program, Dan on Demand, Tube Your Horn, and the different programs that he has. And I want to answer the question, is Dan Lok a scam artist? So that's a question that a lot of people have on their mind because Dan Lok, he has, some programs that are high ticket, and a lot of people want to know before they invest their money that they're investing it in a program that's going to deliver on the results. And so I really want to answer that question for you. Is Dan Lok a scam artist? And I also want to help you evaluate whether or not this is a good program for you and give you some pros, some cons, and some alternatives in case you want to do some comparison shopping. So if you've ever asked, is Dan Lok a scam artist, then this video is definitely for you. So if you've ever thought about selling high ticket products or services and looked online for information on how to do it, it's likely you may have come across Dan Lok. He's a massively successful entrepreneur with the cars, houses, private jets, and expensive mentors and peers to show for it. He tells the story of how he grew up poor, his parents divorced when he was young, and his dad, who was the primary income earner, left his mom to fend for herself while raising him. So it's a very sad story starting out, but his life took a major turnaround when he learned copywriting skills and was able to charge high ticket prices for his trade. Of course, as all entrepreneurs, he had bumps in the road, but now he's massively successful by material standards. And you're probably wondering whether his success was earned ethically or whether the advice he gives can teach you how to live a good life for yourself. In this review, I'll try to answer the questions you're likely to have, and if I miss any of them, please leave that in the description box below, and I'll do my best to answer your questions promptly. So I really want to talk to you about who he is, how his coaching business works, some pros and some cons, what it does well and what it does not, what others are saying, both good and bad, my recommendation, and then alternatives. So it might also help you to know that I am not an affiliate of Dan Lok. I am doing these reviews simply just to help you to evaluate your options in the market. So Dan Lok is a serial entrepreneur who has products and services designed to help entrepreneurs who want to sell high-ticket products and services. He has coined the term for himself, King of High-Ticket Sales, because he has made lots of his fortune selling high-priced copywriting services, high-ticket coaching services, high-ticket events, and other high-priced things. He is very charismatic and engaging and uses choice language to grab attention and drive emotion. And I don't make that up, or that's not just an observation of mine. That's something he actually said in some of his videos. He said that's a part of his branding. So a major message he tries to bring across is the importance of owning your financial destiny. He advocates for financial confidence rather than financial independence, and the differences are actually quite stark. So financial confidence versus financial independence. In his book, FU Money, Dan Lok talks about his principles of financial wellness. He talks about retirement. He shares his experience of how of compiling wealth sufficient that he was able to retire early. He tried following the stereotypical model of retirement where you stop working and focus on enjoying life, going on vacation, relaxing, and doing whatever you want. He found no fulfillment in the retired lifestyle that financial independence afforded him, and instead he promotes financial confidence and the pursuit of work that you enjoy. He says if you enjoy the work you do, it doesn't feel like work. So despite his ability to retire, he says his mission is to continue to provide value, especially to the community of entrepreneurs. So Dan Lok promotes mastery rather than the jack of all trades model. He says the jack of all trades doesn't get paid what the one who pursues mastery does. So he recommends entrepreneurs to narrow their focus and find a niche. When you master a narrow niche, then people will pay top dollar for your focused expertise. For example, the general practitioner versus the cardiology doctor. The cardio doctor gets paid more for his mastery on the focused subject. And he talks also about leveraged income versus passive income. So there's a huge craze out there for people who want passive income, which you know, a lot of people don't define it, but they call it like money that you make while you're sleeping and money that you don't really have to work for and things like that. But Dan has strong opinions about passive income. When you're listening to him, you can see that he has strong feelings about that. And he says passive is the wrong word for it. Instead, he advocates for leveraged income. When you buy real estate, set up websites, or build an asset and expect it to become a money machine that you never have to touch again, it sets you up for disappointment. So Dan Lok shows you how you can set up assets to leverage your time, but they'll always need some upkeep. That means they won't be completely passive. So he considers them leveraged, ways that you leverage your time, and he calls it leveraged income. So I completely agree with that. I've seen a lot of people who consider real estate or online marketing or owning websites or even stock and, day trading and different investment vehicles. They call them passive income, but they all require something up front and they require ongoing maintenance. So I much prefer the way that Dan Lok distinguishes that. So, other personal finance, entrepreneurship, and professional development tips, in addition to the common Dan Lok teachings I've mentioned above, um, there are several other things you can learn about personal finance, entrepreneurship, and personal development from Dan Lok. His channel, his YouTube channel, and his podcast is full of quality information where you can learn about entrepreneurship, you can learn about personal development and mindset. So he has a lot of great content that you can just sit there and kind of learn from. And then he also does interviews with successful entrepreneurs. So you can kind of learn from them about work ethic, about mindset, about a lot of different things, personal finance. So he has several components to his business that can serve you from various walks in your entrepreneurial journey. For me personally, I've learned a lot from his YouTube channel and his books. The goals of his programs are to help you implement what he calls the wealth triangle. And so if you take a look at this image I have here, the wealth triangle is power, profit, and possibility. It's a concept and philosophy that Dan Lok engineered. Um, it is the pillar Dan Lok has his companies and programs built on. And so the Dan Lok three-tiered wealth triangle, in the power stage, he says that the individual has not yet acquired their high income skill, a skill that does not depend on industry, which can make them $10,000 a month. So the main focus in the power stage will be acquiring a high income skill and gaining financial confidence. And then from there, you go into the profit stage. So after the individual has acquired a high income skill, the next step is to scale their high income skill. So in that stage, the main focus is to effectively leverage other people's time, money, and resources. And then in the possibility stage, that's when an individual has progressed through the power and profit stage. And the next stage they enter is the possibility stage, where the main focus is to invest in high return investments that can predictably produce a 10% plus return on investment every year. So that's like his three-tiered wealth triangle. In order to implement the wealth triangle, Dan Lok offers his podcast, his coaching programs, and his YouTube channel. And so you can listen to his podcast on Stitcher, on iTunes, on iHeartRadio, Spotify, and as I mentioned before, um, you can listen to him on YouTube. And when you listen to him, he talks about topics like how to close high ticket offers. He does interviews. He talks about investing. And then he gets into a lot more other topics like about how to build your high income skill and different things like that. He has a program called High Ticket Closer, and it's kind of popular. It's a private mentorship program where he works with entrepreneurs who want to sell high ticket offers. And the psychology behind high ticket sales and normal sales is different because you have to understand a different target audience. So in order to get into his program, you have to either book an appointment to speak with a previous student or you have to watch his webinar. So the program is not open to everyone and it requires an approval and an application process. So Dan Lok in his YouTube videos, he talks quite a bit about how high ticket sales is different from normal sales. He talks about how the mentality, the psychology of the target audiences is different and how the demand between people who buy high ticket products is different than the demand from people who don't. He talks about so basically, in the high ticket closer program, they work a lot on confidence and on teaching you the skills you would need to know in order to close high ticket sales. So I've listened to quite a few of the student reviews to find out how the students are having success in the high ticket closer program. And so if you take a look, there's quite a few people who have videos on YouTube where they share their experiences with the high ticket closer program, and most of the reviews are really positive. Um, like this lady in this interview, she's making $500 an hour as a result of the high ticket sales program. Then there's lots of people when you just type in on YouTube. When you type in, you'll see lots of videos like this guy. He has a long review where he explains how he was a pharmacist before, and then he came across Dan Lok, and he was in a transition time where he wanted to make some changes in his life, and the high ticket sales program helped him. So as you can see, he has quite a few videos on the high ticket closer program. And then this Victoria Strong, she's the same one that was in that previous interview by Engineered Truth. And her story is that she's making $500 an hour. And then there's another one that has quite a few videos on high ticket closer. And let me see if I can find her. Here it is, the Positivity Boss. So I've listened to her videos as well about her experience. And so I'll share like a summary of the reviews that I was able to read and the reviews that I watched the videos on so you can know what other students who've taken high ticket closer or the other programs have to say about it. Um, So Dan Lok also has a program called Tube Your Own Horn, where he teaches you his methodology for how he was able to grow his YouTube channel. If you haven't seen his YouTube channel, he has over 1 million subscribers. So he's done a great job at growing his YouTube channel and creating content that's helpful. He was doing like live events in Canada where he lives, and he would do these live events where they were very interactive, and he would post those on his YouTube channel. So it was kind of helpful to hear other entrepreneurs and their questions that they would ask him and how he answered their questions. And then more recently, he's been doing more one-on-one videos and interviews. So he has a really interesting YouTube channel. In addition to that, he also has Dan on Demand. It's a free membership where you get 2 of his most popular programs. You get his FU Money book for free, and that is kind of a self-development / personal finance book where he shares his philosophies on personal finance. You can also sign up for Dan on Demand Pro, and you'll get live monthly training, quick start guides, 90-day Millionaire Mindset Challenge, Millionaire Book Club with a suggested book and a book summary, Facebook group, one-on-one coaching with a past student, and access to future and past training. And then he also has his high ticket influencer program, and that's designed to help entrepreneurs making $300,000 or more to get to 7 figures. So the program opens periodically, but it's a private mentorship program. And to get started with Dan Lok, you can watch his YouTube channel, podcast, or join his free Dan on Demand membership. He has lots of content out there to help with changing your mindset, boosting your confidence, personal finance, and business strategy. His material is for those who don't mind cussing because he says that's a part of his brand and how he distinguishes himself. So it's not something that he's gonna be changing anytime soon. So those who are okay with a no-nonsense attitude and a very direct instruction, Dan is very authentic and he doesn't sugarcoat things. So you would have to be okay with that blunt personality that he has. But he speaks to startup entrepreneurs as well as long-time entrepreneurs. When you look at the videos that he has and the interviews that he does and even the live events that he does, you'll see people that are newer to business and you'll see people who are more established. So he speaks to a wide range of entrepreneurs, and he also is for those who want to learn from a successful entrepreneur who has raving students to show for it. There's lots of students who are really advocates for Dan Lok at this point as a result of the programs that he has. So Dan Lok's support level ranges based on which program you're involved in. He is on YouTube and he podcasts, but the bulk of his support efforts are directed at his paying clients. So what does he do well and what doesn't he do well? Dan Lok is very knowledgeable. He's a credible instructor with lots of success to show for it. He has a free membership and gives a lot of content away for free. He has programs suitable for most budgets because he started the Dan on Demand membership, and so it was a lower tiered program. But he didn't used to have that. He used to have all high ticket programs. But you have to know that either way, when you sign up for his lower tiered programs, it still is, an effort to push you to the next level. So there is, upsells and things like that there. So he has students who have been through his program and who help you decide if his higher ticket programs are a good fit before interacting with Dan or his sales team. And he also has a refund policy and you can cancel at any time. He has a referral program for previous students and he has a way of referring opportunities to alumni of the high ticket programs. So what I've seen from watching the high ticket closer reviews is that a lot of the students said there was basically a referral engine inside of the program where he would help to connect you with someone who has high ticket programs so you can do the closing for them. So what doesn't Dan Lok do well? He cusses a lot, so if cussing offends you, you may not like Dan Lok. And he also, like some of the programs that teach you these high ticket skills or that teach you about success and things like that. Some of them will also have software as a service apps or business software or something like that that you can leverage for efficiency. And I haven't seen anything like that that he has within his program. So as I told you, this was one of the reviews that I listened to, and I listened to quite a few of her videos as well as the other ones that I just showed you. Um, so the common positive feedback are from reading all of the reviews and watching the videos. The common positive feedback that I saw is that the methods that he teaches work. I've been able to get more sales from his programs. I've been able to strategize better to grow my business. I listen to Dan Lok all the time. His books are the real deal. So those were some things that I saw. And even if you take a look at some of the videos, you'll see comments from people who are signing up for the high ticket closer program or from his other programs. And I usually like to look at comments like this because it's a lot of third party comments, and these people don't necessarily get paid to give these reviews, but it was nice to see some of the comments and some of the people who are excited about the program, who are in the program and getting results. So it's definitely a legitimate program. Some people are getting results and they are learning the skills that they need in order to sell high ticket products. So some common negative feedback is some of the programs are really expensive. The methods require selling, and some people find sales to be uncomfortable. And then mastering a skill takes time. So it's not like you take the program and just overnight you end up with the skills. And then some people are offended, of course, by Dan Lok's language because he does use choice words. So like when you take a look at some of the reviews again, you can take a look at some of the videos and you'll see some people that mention things like they want to join, but the prices are expensive. $2,500 course is very, very expensive, um, and they need money in order to be able to do that. And so some people aren't able to because of the price, and they want some alternatives. And so one of the most helpful positive reviews that I found from the Dan Lok High Ticket Closer program is it wasn't that easy to find reviews on his other programs. Dan on Demand, from what I know, is fairly new. The FU Money book is one of his older products, and so there are quite a few reviews on that, and the reviews are really good on his FU Money book. But his new lower tiered membership, that one doesn't have a lot of reviews yet. So anyway, for his high ticket closer sales training, this is the review that I was able to find that's positive, and it was very helpful. So it says Dan Lok's high ticket closer sales training is some of the best training course I've ever taken. I'd pick it over Grant Cardone and Jordan Belfort's sales training. Why? I just think his overemphasis on listening and doing the prospect letting the prospect do 80% of the talking and making sure I don't sell too much and sound like a stereotypical salesperson has made me so much more effective on sales calls, where I see my prospects opening up more and sharing more about themselves to me, which makes each call so much more intimate, personal, and interesting than previously, where it was all about me or how amazing the service was, which gets old because you end up saying the same things over and over again. It became much more interesting to ask questions and get to know each prospect on a deep level because that experience always changed from person to person. If you're serious about becoming a high ticket closer, I definitely recommend Dan Lok's high ticket closer course. So that was by this reviewer, named Apai Kanahara. So he had a good experience with it, and as you can see, it kind of shows you a little glimpse of the philosophies that Dan Lok is teaching. And so he's teaching more of a relationship-based sales model where you actually get to know the customer and you prescribe for them a solution, instead of the hard sales tactics that a lot of other sales professionals teach, where you're kind of trying to persuade the customer and push them into action. So that's a good thing. And then the most helpful negative Dan Lok review that I was able to find is, it says, if you're here searching for the truth, only listen to the people who have taken the course. That'll save you a lot of time. The rest can only be assumptions. I graduated from Dan's course in March. It took me 6 months after graduating the program to land my first client. Since then, I've quit my job as a personal trainer in Tallahassee that was barely paying me $500 a month. If you're wondering how much money I've made, it's a little bit over $1,705 so far this month. It's my first month closing real deals. I've heard the first month is the worst. From March until now, I've been improving my skills and connecting with potential clients. From what I've seen from the inside, this course works for a lot of people, but it also doesn't for a lot of people. To define works, I just mean the people I see making money. Hell, some people don't even post in the Facebook group because they're too busy closing deals. Others have quit. What I've seen make the difference is the mindset of the person coming in. Are they closed-minded, victim mentality, know-it-all, quitters, blamers, excuse makers? From what I've seen, these people usually aren't active in the group and take weeks off practicing. It's no surprise this program or any program isn't working for those people. Some people make money during the 7-week training, some fresh out of graduating. For some, it takes a couple weeks, some a month, some 3 months. Me, 6 months. Some still haven't made money. It depends on the opportunities around you, your mindset, and how you use the skill creatively. So this student's name is Jazz Kootenay, and she left the review at Smart Human Blogger. So I really like having objective reviews where you can see the pros and the cons. And so hopefully me compiling those reviews was helpful for you and summarizing what the reviews were from all of the research that I was able to do online. So basically, from what you can see, the program actually does teach people how to sell high-ticket products and services. But it's still going to take a lot of mindset, a lot of practice, and it's going to take you investing your time and putting in work ethic in order to really hone the skill and to be able to really take it to the next level. As far as Dan's prices, when you look at his website, he has that he charges $10,000 an hour for consulting, and then his Dan on Demand premium membership is $49 a month and $397 a year, and then he has the Dan on Demand free version. So some of the prices weren't disclosed on the website but are given later in the sales funnel. For example, the high ticket closer program, you can see a lot of the students talking about how it's $2,500, but it's not clear on the website. So my final opinion of Dan Lok, overall, Dan Lok is an entrepreneur I really admire. I watch his videos and I've learned a lot from his experience. He's very upfront in telling you his prices and doesn't use underhanded techniques that other companies I've seen use to get high ticket sales. So that's a good thing. A lot of companies will try to like pin you in a corner. But you can see that the students that he's working with are not, when they do their videos, they're not like really aggressive. They're just sharing their experiences, and so that's a good thing because it looks like he's teaching them to have character and not to try to mislead people into something that won't help them out. I love how he uses proof to sell his programs and has previous students step in to help you decide if the program will work for you. The previous students seem very down to earth and describe the alumni as a family, which is always good to see. And the Dan on Demand membership, his YouTube channel and his podcast cater to various budgets and schedules, but he does charge top dollar for one-on-one time and consulting sessions because that can only be sold in small volumes. I think if you're interested in going into the realm of high ticket sales, you definitely want to check out Dan Lok. His podcast, YouTube channel, membership, and even his consulting could be an invaluable resource for you. The positive reviews were really impressive, and the negative reviews were sparse and mostly from people trying to take customers and promote other programs. So I also want to mention that for me, when I evaluate programs, even if they're considered high ticket or they have a high price, I don't necessarily look at the price up front. I look at the return on investment. And when it comes to programs like Dan's programs, whether it's his high ticket closer, or whether it's his consulting services, whichever one you're looking at, you should really evaluate how committed you're going to be to these programs and how comfortable you are with the process that he's teaching you and the skills that he's teaching you, because really your return on investment can be slow or it can be fast based off of how comfortable you are with taking those principles and putting them to action. Some people will be really uncomfortable with doing high ticket sales. Because a lot of the students described how they get on the phone and they're actually closing these deals. And so if that's really uncomfortable to you, then it may take you a while to start to really get an income and to start get a return on that. And so there are some alternatives that I want to mention to you. If you're looking for other options for learning online business, for learning how to sell, for learning how to market, I personally like to recommend programs that operate ethically, that give you lots of training, that let you try before you buy, like Dan Lok does, and that have tight-knit communities to support you along the journey. And then I also look for programs that have success stories from students. And my number one recommendation is Wealthy Affiliate. So Wealthy Affiliate is a platform that offers you training, web hosting, free websites, a website feedback platform, a website comments platform, a content writing platform, and they also have a community of over 1.4 million entrepreneurs. It's also a proven system that's yielded many success stories, and it's compatible with Dan's program, so you really could do both if you wanted to. Or you can try one and then see which one fits best with what you want to do. In contrast to Dan Lok's program is very focused on sales and even sales on the phone and things like that. In contrast to that, Wealthy Affiliate teaches you how to do it through your writing and through marketing online. So that's a major difference. They teach you all the technical skills so that you will attract clients to your website, and then the clients could buy, whether you've made your own product, whether you do e-commerce, or whether you do affiliate marketing. They teach you those methods for monetization, and they teach you several methods for driving traffic to your website that will be useful regardless of what business you decide to get into. So if you decide to try Wealthy Affiliate out, I actually have a course that I give away free along with that. If you follow the link in the description box below, you'll also get access to my course called Intro to Lead Generation online. And with that course, I go into how you can get leads to your business every day. And I show you how Wealthy Affiliate can help you with that. And I also add tips from my personal experience applying the program in my business. So Like I said, the link will be in the description box below. And also when you follow that link, I'll be able to coach you and help you to generate leads and sales online, coach you along the way. So anyway, to recap, the pros of Dan Lok's program and services are that there are credible instructors, that there's multiple program options to suit various budgets, that there's lots of great free content, there's a tight-knit community of alumni, there's high customer satisfaction ratings. And as far as the cons, there's some of the programs are high priced. He uses foul language, which may be offensive to you. And the methods he teaches take a lot of strong work ethic and a lot of self-discipline, which may be difficult for some. So either options that I introduce you to, whether you decide Dan Lok's program, whether you decide to check out marketing online and growing business, driving leads online, both of these strategies require a serious work ethic, and you have to be ready to do some work. So, like I said, the information for this article will be in the description box, and you'll also have information there where you'll be able to get access to my free course, Intro to Lead Generation. So that's all I have for you. Hopefully this review was helpful for you. If it was, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like reviews like this, or you want more growth strategies to help you grow your business from idea to enterprise, that's my mission at How to Entrepreneur. And so if you subscribe to this channel, I'll be sharing more information like that on how to grow your business from idea to enterprise, along with other growth strategies, biographies, and things to empower you to grow your business. So that's all I have. That's all I have for you today. Have a great day. Bye.